All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Justin, and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. Today is my final bottle review for 2024. Today, we're doing a rare character single barrel. All right, so rare character kind of been popping up, kind of been the talk of the town recently. I've seen a ton of different ones of these just like saturating the market, at least in the Maryland area recently. This is a single barrel from Rare Character, selected by Prestige Ledroit. I don't even honestly know what that means. Maybe that's the distributor in Maryland. I don't know all the distributor names, but this is barrel number GLN 122. It's 119.34 proof and it is 8 years, 5 months old. Rare Character Whiskey was born out of Pablo Moix's love for collecting rare and distinctive whiskeys. After 2 decades purchasing single barrels for his own bars and restaurants, he has developed a unique insight into the industry and forged special relationships with top distillers and distilleries. They've offered him one-of-a-kind access to their private warehouses, and for this series, Moix has found, I don't know how you say that, M-O-I-X, Moix has found and procured barrels unlike anything else. This limited release showcases the time-honored tradition of American whiskey making back when products were still produced the old-fashioned way. Rare Character whiskey is for connoisseurs who should pick only the most memorable occasions to sip these fine whiskeys that have been never released before and never released again. It's a mash bill of 75-21-4, distilled in Kentucky, aged in Kentucky, aged in New charred oak barrels. So, I think the barrels overall look pretty, or the bottles overall look pretty nice. They're in the expensive bottle. It's got cool labeling on it. I like how it looks. They're claiming this is very rare whiskey that you should only drink once in a while. It did have a silver wax top on it that didn't have one of the like pull strings, and this was extremely hard to get off, surprisingly. But I'm excited to try it here today. This will be my first ever experience with Rare Character, so with all that said, let's pop the top, get the nosing straight out of the bottle. Alright, fake cork on there. Here we go. Nosing out of the bottle. Very caramelly and fruity. Very caramel fruit forward on the nosing here coming out of the bottle. Let's go ahead and pour it into the glass. See what we get out of this. Really don't know what to expect, honestly. I've heard some good things. I've heard some just kind of mediocre things about the Rare Character stuff. Obviously, it's all single barrel, so that's gonna kind of tend to happen with this kind of stuff. But I don't know what to expect, so we're gonna try it today. Before we do me one big favor: hit like, hit subscribe on the video. It's absolutely free for you. Let's make 2025 great here on the Whiskey Tears channel. And if you really want to help support the channel, get lots of cool additional features, including getting access to all of these videos early, make sure you hit that join button down below. All right, here we go. Rare Character single barrel, 8 years, 5 months old, 120 proof almost, nosing out of the glass. Not nearly as caramel forward coming out of the glass as it was out of the bottle. That's the first thing I noticed. It's almost got like a minty note to it, like some kind of fruity minty note, like a bubble, like not like a bubble gum note, but like if you're chewing a gum that was like fruity minty, that's kind of like the note that I've got coming out of the nose. Maybe a bit of that rye spice holding on there. What was the rye percentage? Like 25, 21. So 75, 21, 4 on the mash bill here. Oh, there was that caramel. I got it that time on that nosing. That caramel was definitely more present there on that time like it was coming out of the bottle. Alright, it smells decent. Doesn't smell like overly impressive or exciting or anything like that, honestly, coming out of the glass. But sometimes noses and palates don't quite match up. So we'll see what this thing's got for us today. Cheers, everybody. First sip impressions are drinking extremely lighter than I was expecting, especially for something that's almost 120 proof. It's got about 0% viscosity to it, which is not my favorite quality in a whiskey. I like it as viscous as you can get, but 0 viscosity, doesn't quite drink like as 100 proof. Definitely has a lot of vanilla notes in there with some underlying layers under that. So behind that extremely strong vanilla, there's definitely a hint of like that caramel note, but not as much as on the nose. And beyond that, we got to unpack it a little bit more. I mean, it's good. It evolves as it goes. It definitely starts with that vanilla-y, caramelly notes up front. Then as it rolls throughout the tongue and the mouth, it starts to get a little bit of almost like a pepper note on there, but not like an off-putting pepper note. Sometimes you get like an off-putting pepper note, but it's not off-putting at all. It's just like a nice peppery note on there. And then as it goes throughout, the one thing I do enjoy about it is that it lasts for a while. It has a nice finish, and the finish is almost like an orange juice, but like not orange juice the drink, like the juice that you would get if you like bit into an orange and just got that kind of watery orange juice. It's kind of leaving me with that kind of after note here on the finish. So yeah, it's interesting. Let me see if I can find anything else in there that's hiding away behind all those stronger notes. It does have a hint of woodiness up front. It is a good woodiness. It's the woodiness that I really prefer. It doesn't have any of that mustiness or, you know, like extra aged quality that I really enjoy. It is 8 years 5 months, it says, but it doesn't drink like it's quite that age. I would say I'd say it drinks like it's a little bit younger than that, but it's pretty decent stuff overall. I'm definitely not upset that I have it. It's a good sip. I enjoy sipping it. It is something that, you know, I would sit down and just drink on my own. But I don't know, maybe I was expecting a little bit more out of something that is 120 proof and 8.5 years old. So let me do a couple more sips, think about it some more, see if anything changes as we go, and then we'll get into rating it on the tier system. It has imparted a few more oaky notes as I've been going through it, so maybe that age is showing through a little bit more than it was initially. But yeah, I mean, it's decent whiskey. It's pretty good whiskey, I would say. In fact, I'm teetering between two tiers myself. If you guys are new here, thank you for joining. Hit like and subscribe. My tier system that I use is going to pop up right here. This is my general system, and there's like kind of tiers within the tiers, and it's subjective to my own tastes and likes and all that stuff, so keep that in mind. But this is what we're going to rate it on today. So let me do one last sip here, and we will officially rate this rare character single barrel on the tier system. Alright, I'm back and forth between two tiers. I'm back and forth between like high C tier and low B tier. And I think what I've landed on officially is going to be like bottom B tier. It's going to be bottom B tier. It doesn't have any of that viscosity, but it does have some really nice flavors, and it does have a nice long finish to it, which I definitely appreciate and enjoy. I think maybe I was just expecting a little bit more out of the depth of, you know, complexity and range and the oomph to it that I would expect out of something 120 proof cask strength and 8.5 years old. But overall, it's still very good whiskey. Like, if I didn't know these things about it, I would probably appreciate it a little bit more. I'd probably think it was more like 100 proofer, and the 6-year range, something like that, would be probably what my guess would have been had I not known what it is. But it does have some very good flavors. Like, it doesn't have any off-putting flavors, and all the flavors in there I like and enjoy. So it is good whiskey. So because of all that, I'm going to place it on the bottom of the B tier today. So let me know, have you guys had any stuff from Rare Character? What do you think about it? Have you had anything close to what the bottle that I have here? Let me all know that stuff down in the comments. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you for your next drink.